Flash devastating floods unleash havoc across the U.S. South and Midwest. A climate change catastrophe unfolds. The relentless onslaught of torrential rain and ferocious winds that ravaged the U.S. South and Midwest has left a trail of destruction in its wake, claiming at least 18 lives and leaving countless communities submerged and shattered. As rivers swelled beyond their banks, flooding intensified on Sunday, transforming familiar landscapes into watery wastelands and threatening already waterlogged and severely damaged homes and businesses. The crisis, fueled by the escalating global climate emergency, highlights the urgent need for comprehensive action to mitigate the increasingly devastating impacts of extreme weather events. From the Lone Star State to the heartland of Ohio, utility companies raced against the rising waters, scrambling to disconnect power and gas lines to prevent further catastrophe. Cities braced for the worst, enacting emergency measures, closing roads, deploying sandbags with desperate urgency, and working tirelessly to safeguard lives and property. The scenes were harrowing. Downtown Frankfort, Kentucky's capital city, found itself submerged, a stark testament to the overwhelming power of nature's fury. The relentless deluge isn't just a regional calamity. It's a stark warning of the climate crisis's far-reaching consequences. Climate Central, a respected independent nonprofit organization dedicated to climate research, confirms that the increased frequency and intensity of heavy rainfall events, like the one currently unfolding, are directly linked to the escalating global climate crisis. The upper Midwest and the Ohio River Valley, tragically, are among the regions experiencing the most severe impacts of this alarming trend. The grim toll of the disaster continues to mount. As of Sunday, at least 18 lives have been tragically lost, a sobering reminder of the human cost of this unfolding catastrophe. Tennessee bore the brunt of the fatalities, reporting 10 deaths, underscoring the severity of the storm's impact on the state. The stories of individual loss are heart-wrenching. A 9-year-old boy in Kentucky, venturing out to catch his school bus, was swept away by the relentless floodwaters. In Arkansas, a 5-year-old boy perished when a falling tree crushed their family home, trapping him beneath the debris. The sacrifice of a 16-year-old volunteer firefighter in Missouri, who tragically lost his life in a car accident while bravely attempting a rescue mission, serves as a powerful symbol of courage in the face of unimaginable adversity. These are but a few of the countless stories of loss and suffering that are emerging from this devastating event. The severity and persistence of the flooding are deeply concerning. Forecasters warn that the relentless rain continues to saturate the ground, with dire predictions that the crisis could persist for days, potentially even weeks, continuing to threaten communities already struggling to cope with the aftermath of the initial deluge. Kentucky, Tennessee, and Alabama remain under a significant flood threat, with the potential for further devastation looming. Adding to the anxieties, forecasters are also issuing tornado warnings for parts of Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, adding another layer of complexity to this already dire situation. This catastrophic event raises critical questions about preparedness and resource allocation in the face of increasingly frequent and intense extreme weather events. The current crisis comes on the heels of decisions made during the Trump administration that weakened crucial weather forecasting capabilities. Reports indicate that the National Weather Service, NWS, has experienced significant staffing reductions, leaving half of its forecast offices with vacancy rates around 20%, double the rate observed just a decade ago. These cuts have undeniably hampered the NWS's ability to effectively monitor, predict, and warn communities about impending extreme weather events, leaving communities more vulnerable to the devastating consequences of such events. The scale of the destruction highlights the critical need for substantial investment in infrastructure improvements to enhance resilience against future flooding events. Robust flood defenses, improved drainage systems, and early warning systems are essential to mitigate the impact of such disasters and protect lives and property. Furthermore, the urgent need for comprehensive climate action is undeniable. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning to cleaner energy sources are no longer optional. They are essential steps in mitigating the escalating frequency and intensity of extreme weather events that are threatening communities across the globe. The devastating floods in the U.S. South and Midwest serve as a stark and heartbreaking reminder of the urgent need for collective action to address the climate crisis and build a more resilient future for all. This is not just about repairing the immediate damage, it's about fundamentally changing our approach to disaster preparedness and environmental stewardship. The cost of inaction is far too high. The human toll, as evidenced by the 18 lives lost and countless others whose lives have been irrevocably altered, is a testament to the urgency of the situation. We must act now, decisively and collaboratively, to protect future generations from the increasingly devastating consequences of climate change. The time for debate is over. The time for action is now. The future of our communities depends on it.